What's up, fam? And all my haters that watch me too. How you doing? Doing good, yeah. Work today. Had about 4 loads today. But anywho, I wanted to do a video and talk about the shenanigans that are going on in the world, okay? Now, a lot of you are probably blinded to this, but I'm not. And I'm going to enlighten you, okay? A Hickory man just got sentenced. I think he had like 10 grams of cocaine. He got sentenced to umpteen years. And I made the comment on the post, well, what happened to the police officer that blew through an intersection that killed 2 people? Why isn't he underneath the jailhouse? And the reason people are not underneath the jailhouse that need to be is because money. Money, 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 money. And I cannot express that enough. If you have enough money, you can buy yourself out of anything. And it's sickening to me. It's sickening to me that money is allowed to work in the judicial system. That there's no really upholding of any type of law. There's not. And that irritates the bejizzles out of me. It does. Because there are so many rich people that deserve to be underneath the jailhouse, it's unreal. Look at Hollywood. And if you think our local people here around Lawndale, Shelby, Gastonia, the rich folk, don't buy themselves out of trouble and pay people hush money, you got another thing coming. Because this Ledford fella that was a counselor at Foston Elementary, he is nowhere to be found. His booking photo is nowhere to be found either, and the last time I checked, every time you get booked in any jail, you get a picture taken. Well, where is this feller? Now, when I said he's a Ledford, quit shaking me. He's a Ledford. So there's a lot of Ledfords, and there's a lot of Ledfords that are of the rich type. So I want to know where this Dustin Ledford, who he's associated with. Now, the fairy tale little line says his ex-wife is an FBI agent. But that's just coming down a little fairy tale, little lane there. And that DSS and Outland Norman want to keep it silent. Why? Why you want to keep it silent for? How much money are you being paid to keep it silent? Anybody else, you done run through the damn ringer. And this is a crime against a child. So if this was a crime against a child that somebody else had done, their name would be plastered everywhere. And their picture would be plastered everywhere. So folks, I want you to wake the hell up. Wake up. Just because the jailhouses are full and the prisons are full with broke people, rich people that buy themselves out of problems by paying that attorney to put a cease and assist letter here and a cease and assist letter here, and let me pay this so this person has to hush, and let me pay off the judge so I can get by with this. Let me tell you, it's very real, because Dustin Ledford is nowhere to be had. Yes, his charges are there, but there is absolutely no photo of his booking. And there's only one reason that happens. Only one. That means he paid somebody very nicely to keep his photo off of the internet. And, you know, all y'all people, and I hate to group people, but people of money, people that have money, that don't worry how the power bill's getting paid, that don't have to worry if I miss a day, where's the work, that I'm not going to have enough money to pay the bills this coming week type thing, don't realize that all these rich folks are getting by with it while poor people are just clotting up the jail system. It amazes me. Wake up. Like, our school system is completely corrupt. Stephen Fisher makes $214,000 a year. For what? He can't even make sure sexual books ain't even in our dadgum schools. And Rodney Queen can't even not have a hissy fit at every board meeting. He's got to have a temper tantrum and let that hammer drop and say, oh, special sessions. Come on, wake up. So when you go vote, or when you go cast judgment on the people out here busting knuckle, just know that just because somebody got busted with that cocaine, or somebody got busted with that weed, or got busted driving without a license, and they're doing this and having to do that, you need to realize that there's a lot more rich folks that are 10 times more dirtier than the poor folk you sit beside. And that's what makes me mad. That's what irritates me to death. Money should not buy you out of consequences. Period. End of discussion. End of story. Yes, it should be able to buy you good representation. But how many people are literally sitting in jail today, or in Cleveland County Jail, because they got a court-appointed attorney that ain't worth the Charmin he wipes his ass with every night? I can tell you that I know for a fact, I know one, and he didn't do his proper paperwork, and the clerk of court didn't do her proper paperwork, and somebody sat in jail for a week, lost their job, all because somebody couldn't afford to get it back, get a paid for an attorney to get it done any faster. So folks, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Quit laying in bed with rich folks. Vet rich folks. Ask who they hang out with. If they're hanging out with Rodney Queen, Stephen Fisher, the good old boys club where they think they're better than everybody, you better check yourself. God is going to remind you. And I'm going to tell you, Stephen Fisher, Rodney Queen, and all y'all hooligans on the school board, and whatever this mess is going on with this Dustin Ledford feller, y'all going to pay for this. You're going to pay for this, because if it had been anybody else, an average citizen, his picture would have been plastered on WSOC TV, on Shelby Star. It had been plastered everywhere. Tell me I'm lying. Shelby Star didn't print the paper, didn't print the report they came out here and done during COVID because Stephen Fisher paid them not to. My kids went without an education for 2 years because we didn't have internet or cell service. 2 years. Shelby Star came out here to do a paper and to do something on it. They took the picture in front of my well house with my kids holding their Chromebooks. I'm like, why? They can't use them. I was on News Twice, begging for help. So folks, I tell you, check who your friends are. And just, I'm not, I ain't rich and I ain't poor. I'm in somewhere in the middle. And I'm, recovering addict trying to give back. But that's what makes me so mad too. They claim they want to help all these people. There's no resources out here to help nobody. You can't go to the hospital and get help. The Suboxone Clinic is $250 a week. And Medicaid, you just can't get Medicaid. Let me reiterate that. You can't just walk in to DSS, say, I need help with detox and I need to get Medicaid. That's not how that works, folks. For a lot of you that don't know, that's not how it works. There's nowhere for people around here to walk in 365 days a year, 7 days a week, to walk in to get help. None. Yes, you can go down to Phoenix and Gastonia, blah, 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 blah. But when I tell you there's really nowhere to get help, there's nowhere. So, I'm passionate about a lot of things, guys. And that's why I do what I do and I talk the way I talk. I was raised, my parents had money. I was raised with a good education. I worked in healthcare for 10 plus years. I was a medical responder. I worked, with the fire department, volunteered. I did a lot of things. And then I fell off and addiction hit me hard, okay? But that doesn't mean we're bad folks. That doesn't mean we're bad. And I just tell you to please vet who you're friends with. Know who you're friends with. And money shouldn't buy loyalty. Money shouldn't buy loyalty. What should buy loyalty is where they stand with their morals. A crime against a child is a no-no. A crime against somebody that can't help themselves, a no-no. And I just challenge you folks to share this. And stand up for what's right. What's morally right. It may not be what's going with the Grand Central line of what they think is right. Because half the people that hold a position in this county or surrounding counties, they have no moral complex no more regardless. Because they allow books explaining how to give other boys a blowjob. In your local book fair, you can pick the book up. The Scholastic Book Fair. So parents, you know, it's time you start getting mad about things. Start speaking up. Start making these videos just like this. Because this Dustin Ledford fella, if you can find a picture, I'll kiss your hind end. But you can find where he's been booked. But he had to be booked. He lives in Bessemer City. So he either had to be booked in Kings Mountain Jail, Cleveland County Jail, or Gaston County Jail. And his picture is nowhere to be found. So, Alan Norman, can you please answer me as to why this man doesn't have a mugshot? Is it because of who his last name is? Is it because who his ex-wife is? Is it because, what's it because of? Is it because he lined somebody's pocket with money? It's a shame. Shame on anybody that had anything to do with keeping his picture off of social media and off of a simple mugshot photo. Shame on you, and God knows who you are. And one day we will all know. And I feel sorry for you, whoever that kept it off social media. But y'all guys, remember, God is God and God loves you all. And if you're out there struggling today, and today is just not your day, remember, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. There was many a days where I thought, good gosh, how could it get any worse? But I promise you, pray about it, be about it, and put your best foot forward. God loves you, and I do too. I hope y'all all have an amazing day. Remember, this is Leap Day, so it won't happen again for another 4 years. But y'all have an amazing Friday. Love y'all. Peace out.